Welcome to part 2. Now that you know how to start a conversation, let's talk about what to do next, because starting is only the first step. The real magic happens when you keep the conversation going.
And the best tool for keeping a conversation going is something very simple. It's called an open-ended question. An open-ended question is a question that needs more than just yes or no as an answer.
This is so important. Let me give you an example. If I ask you, do you like coffee? You can just say yes or no. The conversation can stop right there. That is a closed question.
But if Abel asks me, what do you like about living in this neighborhood? Now I have to give a longer answer. I have to think and share more information. That is an open-ended question.
Open-ended questions usually start with question words like who, what, where, when, why, and how. These words invite the other person to tell you more. They open the door wide.
Let me give you some examples that you can use in real life. Instead of asking, do you work here? Which is a yes or no question, you can ask, what kind of work do you do? That gives the person a chance to tell you a story.
Instead of asking, did you enjoy the movie? Try asking, what did you think of the movie? Now the person can share their opinion, and opinions lead to interesting conversations.
Here are some of my favorite open-ended questions for talking to strangers. What brings you here today? This is a wonderful question because it works almost anywhere. At a party, at a class, at an event, at a coffee shop.
Another great one is, how did you hear about this place? People love to share their discoveries, and when they tell you, it gives you more things to talk about.
What do you like to do on weekends? This is a classic question, and it works because everyone has weekends. Everyone does something, even if it's relaxing at home.
And here's one I use all the time. What's the best part of your day so far? This question is positive and fun. It makes people think about something good, and that puts them in a happy mood.
Now, asking good questions is very important, but there is something that is just as important. Listening. You have to actually listen to the answers.
This sounds obvious, right? But many people don't really listen. They're too busy thinking about what they're going to say next, and the other person can feel that.
Active listening means you focus completely on what the other person is saying. You look at them, you nod your head, you show that you're interested. And one of the best ways to show you're listening is by using what we call rejoinders.
Rejoinders are those small words and phrases that you say while someone else is talking. They show that you are paying attention and that you care about what they're saying.
For example, when someone tells you something surprising, you can say, really? When someone tells you something interesting, you can say, that's interesting, or how fascinating.
If someone tells you something impressive, you can say, wow, or that's amazing. If someone shares something difficult, you can say, oh no, or that must have been hard.
These small words are incredibly powerful. They keep the conversation alive. They make the other person feel heard, and they encourage the person to keep talking and sharing.
Let me give you a list of useful rejoinders to practice. Really? That's so interesting. Wow, I didn't know that. No way. That sounds wonderful. Good for you. Oh, I see. That makes sense.
And here is a tip. After you use a rejoinder, you can follow it with a related question. This keeps the conversation flowing beautifully. Let me show you what I mean. Abel, tell me something.
I just got back from a trip to Japan last month.
Really? That sounds amazing. What was your favorite part of the trip?
Did you hear that? I said something. Anna said a rejoinder. Really? That sounds amazing. And then she immediately asked a follow-up question. That is the perfect combination. Rejoinder plus question.
It's like a dance. The other person shares something, you react, and then you ask for more. Share, react, ask. Share, react, ask. That is the rhythm of a good conversation.
Let's practice this with another quick role play. Imagine we meet at a friend's birthday party. We don't know each other.
Hi there. How do you know Sarah?
Oh, we work together at the same company. We've been on the same team for about 2 years now.
Oh, that's nice. What do you enjoy most about working with her?
She's very creative and always has new ideas. She makes our meetings fun, actually.
I can totally see that. Sarah is one of the most creative people I know. So, what kind of work does your team do?
We work in marketing. We create campaigns for social media. It's quite exciting because every project is different.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. I've always been curious about marketing. What got you into that field?
Do you see what's happening? Anna keeps using rejoinders and open-ended questions. The conversation is flowing easily. It feels natural and enjoyable for both of us.
And that brings us to our final topic, which is just as important as starting a conversation. It's knowing how to end one, because every conversation has to end at some point, and you want to end it in a way that feels good for both people.
This is something that makes many people nervous. They think, how do I stop talking without being rude? But it's actually not that hard if you know a few simple phrases.
The first technique is to give a reason for leaving. This makes your exit feel natural. For example, you can say, "Well, I should probably get going. I have to pick up a few things at the store."
Or you can say, I need to head out soon. I'm meeting a friend for dinner. Giving a reason is polite because it shows the other person that you're not leaving because of them, you simply have somewhere to be.
The second technique is to summarize the conversation. This means you mention something you talked about. For example, "It was great talking to you about Japan. I'm definitely going to look into flights for next year."
This is wonderful because it shows the other person that you are really listening. You remember what they said and it mattered to you.
The third technique is my favorite. It's the future bridge. A future bridge is when you say something that connects this conversation to a possible future meeting.
For example, I'd love to continue this conversation sometime. Do you have Instagram or LinkedIn? Or maybe I'll see you here again next week.
The future bridge leaves the door open. It says, "I enjoyed this, and I hope we can do it again." Even if you never see the person again, it's a warm and friendly way to say goodbye.
Let me put it all together in one closing example. Well, it was really nice meeting you. I loved hearing about your trip to Portugal. I should get going because I have to catch my bus, but maybe I'll run into you at this bookstore again. Enjoy the rest of your day.
That was perfect, Abel. Do you see how that ending has all three parts? He gave a reason, "I have to catch my bus." He mentioned something from the conversation, your trip to Portugal, and he built a future bridge. "Maybe I'll run into you at this bookstore again."
And one last thing, don't forget to smile and make eye contact when you say goodbye. A warm smile at the end of a conversation leaves a wonderful impression.
Let's do a quick review of everything we learned today. In part one, we talked about having the right mindset. Remember that most people enjoy friendly conversation. We learned about safe topics, the weather, your surroundings, and shared situations.
In part 2, we learned how to keep a conversation going by using open-ended questions. We learned about active listening and using rejoinders like "really" and "that's amazing." And we learned how to end a conversation politely using a reason, a summary, and a future bridge.
Now, I want to give you some homework. This week, I want you to start one conversation with a stranger. Just one. It can be short. It can be about the weather. It can be at a coffee shop, a park, a bus stop, or anywhere else.
The goal is not to have a perfect conversation. The goal is to take the first step, because once you start, you will see that it gets easier and easier every time. The hardest part is always the beginning.
And remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once felt nervous. You are learning, and that is something to be proud of.
We believe in you. You can do this, and we want to hear your stories. Tell us in the comments about your experience talking to a stranger this week. We read every single comment.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope this episode gave you the confidence and the tools to go out and connect with new people.
Remember, every stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. That's one of my favorite sayings, and it's true.
We'll see you in the next episode of The English Journey. Until then, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep talking.
Goodbye, everyone. Take care and be brave out there.
Bye-bye.